Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. Danny Shay here on the Central Coast. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for liking and subscribing and thumbs up. Just got back from a little camping trip down in Ojai, California. It's one of those very expensive places to live, but we found this beautiful campground right next to a babbling creek. I fit right in. So it was just so peaceful. And the campsites were spread out pretty far away from each other. Not a lot of people there. It was really, really relaxing. And I think that, I was just so appreciative of the water flowing because I know in future times it could be really slim pickings in the water department, like what we had 2 years ago. Now all the reservoirs are overfilling, a lot of runoff. But we've got to be careful that, well, everything's cyclical. I'll just leave it like that. Everything's cyclical. But it was nice not to listen to news. I did post a few things, and I'm going to get into them a little bit later today. I just wanted to read on one thing, and then the news caught me up, and I'm going to read on a couple of things. But here we go. We're getting some good news from like Colin Cowherd and Josh Shapiro, where they're both saying this is not the dystopian world that the Republicans are trying to paint it at. We are doing really, really well as far as world economy, as far as people getting jobs. We're just not falling into the abyss. It's not happening at this moment in time. However, everything's cyclical. So we elect Trump again, we may fall into that abyss. We just might. Might. Okay, we will. We will. All right. So, well, maybe we won't. I mean, let's talk, because Trump has some good ideas. That was hard to say. For example, though, what he was talking about, boats sinking, sitting on top of a battery, getting electrocuted, or eaten by sharks. Okay, number one, all of those things, not true. Shocking, I know, it's not true. Number one, why would you, if you're on a boat, be sitting on top of a battery? Well, I don't want to go into why Trump would be sitting on a battery, getting a little charge, huh? But yeah, I mean, come on. What? And people are still listening to this knucklehead? And if you haven't heard about that, watch some late night comedy stuff. It's gold, I tell you. It's comedy gold. All right, the other thing that I was made aware of a couple years ago, can't believe I'm even saying that. I did a reading on Leonard Peltier. He's a Native American activist who faced, I think this is right, I may get this wrong, first parole hearing in 15 years. What? So this guy was part of American Indian movement, AIM, in the 70s. And he was up in Pine Ridge in the Lakota territories. And you can look it up and you can read it. Maybe I'll put a link, if I can remember, underneath this video about Leonard Peltier. And he was charged with killing 2 FBI agents. However, the accounts of that are really sketchy, even from the FBI's own account. And that's the one I hope to put underneath. And yet he is still in there in prison. He's getting close to being 80, if not 80, bad health. Now, whether any of y'all think that he did commit this crime or didn't, he's 80 years old in poor health. He's probably done his time. He went in when he was, 37? He's probably served his time. He's not going to do any more. He's going to be dying soon. He's at the end of life. So, and he goes, well, I didn't do it, so I'm not, I don't know, maybe. So I'm not going to admit to guilt. I don't know if he is remorseful. He's probably remorseful that somebody died. Maybe not. I don't know. But either way, when you're that old and you've got people that will take care of you, get him out of the system. Either way, I want to, 2 cards as I'm looking at this. 5 of Pentacles in the Tower. Yikes. All right. Leonard Peltier. So there's 2 systems of justice, as we saw that with Donald Trump, with Hunter Biden. I think it's 2 completely different sets of rules there. Trump is still fighting this. Hunter Biden went to trial already. Crazy. Both are found guilty. We'll see where this goes with it. Will President Biden pardon his son? What a mess. This political landscape that we're in. You know, if he pardons his son, oh my gosh. It looks, to me, it feels like his son, if he doesn't keep pushing it up, which I think he will, he will be going and spending some time in prison until his dad can get out of the political arena that he's in, and he'll pardon him. If the shoe was on the other foot, it would be a pardon in a minute. In a minute. So, let's look at Leonard Peltier again. He was charged with these 2 FBI murders, but there's so many different accounts as to what was going on. It's really cloudy. Christopher Wray, in the parole hearing, wrote a letter saying, no, he needs to stay in there. Now, Clinton could have pardoned him or given him clemency. Obama could have as well. And now it's up to Joe. Will he? So, Leonard Peltier, are you getting out? And then I want to read on Russell Vaught. Ooh. Okay, let's just look at Leonard Peltier. How you doing, Leo? I don't know if he likes to go by that or not. How you going? How you doing? So when I tap into that energy, it feels like he's so appreciative of the support that he's getting. It feels like, and I hope like, that he is treated with some kind of respect where he is, certainly as an elder, because he is. He's old. All right, Leonard Peltier. Let's just do a 411 on you. 6 cards. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I see him moving on one way or another. Ten of Swords. In this deck, I'm using my Los Caribo deck. This deck, the swords are not being stuck in his back. They're being stuck in the ground, and he's walking away. It's being crossed by the Nine of Swords, the worry. The nightmares that he has at night. At the base of the reading, new energy, new balance, new beginning, new project. So that's always a good sign. Something new coming. And I go, well, what is it new? You know, is it him leaving this planet? I get the Two of Swords, making a tough decision, blindfold. The Five of Wands, the verbal back and forth with, what do we do? Do we free him? Do we keep him in here? And then I have the burden, Ten of Wands. Just the burden of walking down the road. He's not well. And that's reported, so that's there. It's just, well, the last card I got is the Three of Wands. Still planning, still looking at it, deciding, is it time, is it not? He's got 21 days before the parole board will make their recommendation. So they're still thinking about this. It's still time to write a letter if you want to free this man. We have a celebration, which is good. Yay, yay. But the next one is fighting windmills. The Seven of Wands. Still defending yourself, but it's like, why? You're fighting windmills. To me, the Seven of Wands, in this deck especially, it's like, what are you fighting for? And I think that is like the FBI thing. What are you still holding on to that you need to let go of? So let's just look at, will Leonard Peltier get his parole? And the thing, when I was asking that question, the thing that I heard in my head was, even if he doesn't, the act of sending a letter, so that one of the the websites I posted was, you could sign this letter, and it was an easy form. And you just send it to the DOJ, you send it to the parole board, and it's just a form letter. Easy, easy, easy. And they were looking for, I don't know, 10,000 signatures, and they were halfway there. That number makes Leonard Peltier happy. So even that gives some comfort to him. All right, Leonard Peltier. What is the parole board? Let's look at it from the parole board. What are you going to say, Leonard Peltier? Leonard Peltier. Okay, 3 cards. No, more flew out. Let me drop this down and you can see what flew out, because this is kind of good. We have the King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles is somebody who is generous, who is knows how to make and spend money. He is the parole board. They have the power to free him or not to free him. There is the Two of Pentacles. They're still juggling this. We got this card again, the heavy burden. We got this card, the Nine of Wands, still standing, awfully beat up. But he's still standing, still in there. Sorry, is that like too bright? There we go. Still standing, but that Nine of Wands could be like bars almost, restricted. I mean, it's loosely restricted because he's an old man. Let him go. We have the Empress. Another, this card is giving birth to something new, which is great, and it's going to happen quick. So with this, these cards that kind of flew out, it feels like, yeah, they're still debating, but with that Empress card, it feels like, yeah, he may get free. Let's just pull 3 and see. Let's look at the Parole board. Let's look at Leonard Peltier. I may be mispronouncing his name. It's probably Peltier. All right. Leonard Peltier. Let's look at him. His energy in a month from now. Leonard Peltier. Oof. I see him still there. Dang it. Dang it. 3 of Wands, still debating. It's like, oh my gosh, the 8 of Swords, why am I still here? Why? And then you have the 9 of Pentacles. Now, a lot of times this could be, yeah, I mean, it's a positive card, it's a good card, but this woman is living in her little garden. She doesn't get out into the world that much. But she has abundance in that garden. Ay, ay, ay. All right, lifting up. So, I wish there was better cards for him. He doesn't have horrible cards in that he's being mistreated, except he doesn't have his freedom. So, yeah. And he's sick. I mean, first 2 cards that I got, 5 of Pentacles and the Tower, I don't want those cards. So, yeah. All right. Let's look at this other guy. Hang on one sec. All right. So, and Leonard Leo, the Supreme Court Justice that keeps bringing the news. Did you hear about that guy? Did you hear about that Rolling Stone article? Some woman went to a party and she had these secret recordings. Oof. And then, just a segue before I get into this next thing. AOC and Jamie Raskin, they had this Democratic committee conference, whatever, to talk about what we can do about the Supreme Court. What happened? Why was Merrick Garland not nominated to the Supreme Court? Why did all these Supreme Court justices get rushed in during Trump's presidency? Double standards. So they're looking at, how do we fix the Supreme Court? How do we hold them accountable? They're the only ones that are not accountable. And I know I have an answer if they'll ask me. Vote. You know, I talk about the cyclical nature of everything. And it's time for the Democrats to be heavier on top of things. And by what I mean is not being so wishy-washy on what they want. Merrick Garland, in my opinion, but I wasn't in there, so I don't know how many Trumpers were in the DOJ, but I would have been a lot more forceful, hindsight, but he's in the thick of it, so I'm going to leave that up to him. And then the Republicans just whine, so it's just too much noise. We got to figure out how to stop all the crazy noise. Speaking of crazy noise, Russell Vaught, the hard-right Christian nationalist who's drafting plans for Trump's second term. He was the director of the Office of Management and Budget from 20 to 21. Founded the Center for Renewing America. We don't need to renew America. It's not dystopian as you make it out. Okay. He was a key player in the construction of Project 2025. And now he is the policy director for the RNC platform, a group that will draft the political platform for the RNC. I went to the Redundancy School of Redundancy. I got an A. A. It's in Canada. A. All right. So in 2020, the Republicans didn't have a platform. They just said, whatever Trump says, we'll do. This time it's going to be different. Let's just look at the RNC platform under this guy, under Russell. Let's look at the RNC platform. Let's look at the RNC platform under Russell. Here we go. What is the... I don't know if it's my hands, if it's me out of practice of shuffling cards. Oh, speaking of which, tomorrow I am going to be on Sheila's show. We're going to be doing politics with Lori, the way of positive change, hopefully. She'll be there. She wasn't feeling well. Oh, I hope I can say that. But anyway, I did, so there it is. RNC platform. RNC platform. How is that going to... Ooh, let's just look at the RNC platform, and then we'll look at how it's going to be received. Well, this is the new platform. As I look at this, and I am looking at this, some people go, you're a little biased, Danny. Why, yes, I am. As I look at this, the RNC platform, in this card, I look at a lot of nothing in the distance. I look at the two mountains. They're pretty far away. I don't see a lot of life on them. That doesn't mean there isn't life in the desert. There is so much life in the desert. You just have to get quiet and look and maybe get a little sunstroke too. All right. It's being covered, challenged by the steel. The Seven of Pentacles. The guy sneaking into camp, stealing the defenses, leaving somebody defenseless. I wonder if this guy is going to be stealing from the RNC, stealing some funds from the RNC. Because a lot of, I don't know if you all know this, but a lot of Trump's, the people that Trump surrounds himself with are, they say they're going to make money for one thing, and it goes into their own personal pockets. Steve Bannon, to name one. And he did this too. There was something about, he set up a fund, and he said it was for Save America or something, but then it went into Trump's super PAC. I don't know the names of all of them. I can't keep track of it. At the base, the Two of Wands. So we're not really sure. Well, this is where he wants us to go. The Five of Pentacles. In the Rider-Waite, I mean, this is just a devastating loss. This is cold. This is what they want to project. This is what he's going to bring from the past into the future. And in the Rider-Waite, they're walking by a church. And a lot of times I'll look at this card and go, it's a moral bankruptcy card. But this one, you're just out in the cold. At the top of the reading, Wheel of Fortune, karmic, cyclical, things spinning. This is funny. This deck has different languages up here. And down here, that thing said Het Rod. I don't know what that is. When I looked at it with my fuzzy glasses, I looked at it and I saw real bad. I go, yeah, all right then. In the potential near future, it's all about money. It's all about the King of Pentacles. Now, I don't know if I need to change this King of Pentacles, because that was normally a Trump card. He is getting a lot of money still from Truth Social, the way that is set up. When he's able to sell his stake in Truth Social, just watch. Oh my gosh, boom. I know it's tanking already, but he's still going to make a lot of money on it. All right, potential near future. Is that the Lovers? Yep, the Lovers. That's the internal position for me. His love affair with what he is setting in place. He's a very conceited man. I don't know, but that's what I'm getting. Hard work. This is the scary thing with this guy. Donald Trump is a lazy ass. Did I say that out loud? He is not so from the cards. I think he's going to put a lot of hard work into it. And that's the scary thing. Getting somebody that can take over Trump's place, that puts in the hard work and is a little more focused on what he's doing. This Eight of Pentacles, this guy is really focused on what he's doing. Hopes and fears. Heartbreak. Three of Swords. When I flipped this over, I was listening to Libby in my head. Get out of my head, please. And when she pulls this card, she goes, vascular event. For the King of Pentacles. Now, I certainly can see him bleeding the RNC of all their money. There he is, howling at the moon. You've got some things, some secrets coming out of the water that, they're not pleasant. They're shadow things that we're looking at and going, really? This is what we're all about? Three of Pentacles. Could be Russian influence. And then the Knight of Swords. Charging in cutting people, letting them go by the wayside. And it's very, very worrisome. This guy is not somebody that that I think I would like. I mean, he is. Ew, that's all I can say. Now, I'm gonna clear the energy a little bit, and let's see how this is being received by Republicans, not MAGA, just regular Republicans. I know they're still around. Paul Ryan he's still around, and he's saying no. So anyway, give me 1 second. Okie dokie. You hardly missed me. I love this new program. I can pause my video. Okay. Switching decks. One World Tarot, Dr. Lena Rodriguez and Tiana Rose. Beautiful deck. Great book. For those wanting to get into tarot, highly recommend this system. Really good. Normally, I would start off with the Rider-Waite on all of these before you switch decks, but this is a really good deck to start with because of the book, I think. My opinion only. All right. Let's look at how is the Republican convention, how is this policy going to be received by the middle-of-the-road Republicans, the independents, who lean Republican? How is this policy going to be received by the Republicans? Cards don't like it already. They're having a hard time shuffling. Knight of Cups. Oh, Knight of Shining Armor. Yay, look at he's here. The Knight of Cups is here. He's giving us a direction. He's giving this easy. False Knight. False Knight. That's what I'm thinking. Yikes. The Emperor. That's what they want, right? It's not a democracy. It's an emperor. Okay. It's going to make them some money. Okay. Let me drop this down and you can see what I'm looking at. Hopefully, oh, these cards show up really well on here. I should have used these before. All right. How is the Republican Party going to view this RNC? We already talked about the Knight of Cups and them wanting an emperor in charge. You've got the King of Wands underneath it, though. So it's not the emperor. It's like this guy that's creating something, bringing forth some new information. That's who I think that we were talking about. This Russell guy bringing forth a new idea. But at the top of the reading, we have the Five of Swords. There is a winner-take-all with this thing. We're going to win no matter what. But you have people walking away here. These are Republicans walking away from what this new idea is, what this new King of Wands is trying to bring forth. But it does bring in some money. And here is, in the potential near future, here is a female that's coming forth with abundance, with it. I want to put some clarifiers on this because I'm not sure Let me pull another deck. I'm not sure that this Queen of Pentacles, intuitively, I'm not getting that this Queen of Pentacles is part of the RNC, but that's what I'm reading on. So it feels like, or maybe she is not part of this plan. She's bringing forth another idea. Let's just see if we get clarity on who this Queen of Pentacles is in the potential near future. It's always a woman. We're switching gears, which is why this Emperor is so scared. Here we go. Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong. A little dark energy there. What? Come on now. Go. Bravery. In. Okay. So, this Queen of Pentacles is fighting the dark energy with technology, bringing comfort. She is she's moving on. She's got a lot of bravery. Why am I thinking Liz Cheney? Because she's in the Republican Party still? Let's see. Let me see if I can pull a pendulum on this. All right. May I ask a question, please? Circle is it's ready. Can you show me a yes? There we go. Are you ready? Is this Liz Cheney? No. Is this somebody, a surprise Republican, that's going to speak out against this policy? Come on. That is it's a yes, but it's not like 100% yes. So, interesting. Interesting. Not Liz Cheney. Not Liz Cheney. Okay. There's going to be a lot of confusion about this, getting back to where we are. What is the Republican National Convention? Thinking of this new plan that's coming forth from this Knight of Cups, this knight in shining armor. It's going to sow a lot of confusion. They're going to try to spin it as magic and make it magic. But hopes and fears are, this is the Four of Cups. This is a sadness card, a sorrow card. They're not looking at an offer. The potential, the outcome is going back to a simpler time. But could this be they're moving away from the King of Pentacles? Going back to a simpler time, moving to a simpler time with the King of Pentacles? It feels like to me, with these confusion cards, with these fighting cards, that the normal Republicans want to go back to a simpler time. They're moving on from the King of Pentacles. We didn't talk about MAGA, which is what this guy is. He's trying to shove a MAGA agenda down their throat, and it's going to backfire a little bit. That's what I'm getting. All right. How are the Democrats going to look at this? Are they going to be able to utilize it to their benefit? Because sometimes we just don't have the right messaging. You know, and I mentioned this before in the beginning with Colin Cowherd or Josh Shapiro, I hope I mentioned that, where they're starting to push back and they're saying, quit whining, you Republicans. We're not that bad. We're doing really, really well. We got things to fix. Let's fix them. i.e. the border. Let's fix it. Okay. Did you hear me just then? I was whining. All right. How are the Democrats going to deal with this RNC plan? They're gonna have some fun with this. Ah, dang it. 5 of Swords. Jeez. Oh. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for the last 2 cards. Okay, let me drop it down. We're going to go pretty quick on this. Just because. There we go. All right, so I thought this was going to be turning out pretty good. We get the Magician card with the winning at any cost card. And this is going to be, I think, the Republicans just bashing on the Democrats and this dystopian world that they want us to believe we're living in. But the Magician can turn that around, I'm hoping, to go back to a simpler time, the 6 of Cups. Behind this, in the past as it relates, is January 6th, trying to stop this steal. Maybe that is going to come out. Maybe we're going to have some trials that are going to actually show the steal and how it's working, how it worked, the internal mechanisms of that. We have the 2 of Wands, choices that will come to fruition that have overseas and world implications. So they're not moving on anything, but they're looking at how democracy is a world issue. And you have the Republicans who want to be, who want, I just drew a blank, to be isolationists, and the Democratic Party want a world vision of democracy. And there is going to be some verbal altercations with this, back and forth, yelling and screaming. So when I first pulled the cards, I was going, oh Jesus, this is going to be bad. No, it's not so much. The winning at any cost is the Republican Party. I don't care if we burn down the government. We're gonna win. That's kind of what the 5 of Swords is about here. And we're talking about this guy's RNC platform. So yeah. So there's going to be a lot of yelling and screaming and fighting, verbal stuff, not like this one. Internally, how the Democrats going to look at this? The Democrats are going to look at it from a higher place, from the Hierophant card, the government card, even though this is a church card, but you can see the government behind it. We should have separation of church and state. Yet the Republicans want it all under one. And as I really focus and look at this card, you can see the separation of church and state in this. So internally, they're going to work on that, I hope, the Democrats. That's what I'm getting. They're going to look at this from a different point of view, or they're going to be suspended, or they're not going to move at all. So let's pull a clarifier on that. Are they going to look at this from a different point of view, this hanged man? Are they looking at it, are they just upside down and suspended, these Democrats, in their response to this RNC platform? Are they just going to say, yeah, these Republicans are hanging themselves. They're upside down. This is in the external position. And that's what I think it is. They're hanging themselves. They're upside down because the thing with this church and state, I mean, they're trying to control women's rights so much that they're going to hang themselves with it. Let's just pull 3. Loyalty, exuberance, evil energy, via, okay, 1 more, 2 more, via every drop in the ocean. They are cowards, difficult message. Okay, so yeah, it's all what I was saying here. They're hanging themselves. They're looking at it. They've got a very difficult message that they're trying to get out, and I think the Republicans, the Democrats, are going to capitalize on it. They have a new truth coming up, hopes and fears, new legal challenge, new truth from this. And then here is like, yay, finally, some really positive cards, although I think this is a really positive pull. We have Joe Biden in the outcome. The final outcome is Joe Biden celebrating with the 4 of Wands. And then you have the 3 of Wands. And this 3 of Wands, he is watching his ship come in. Or he's watching the ships go out. So to have the celebration card, I'm saying these ships are coming in. This is good. Whatever this platform is that this guy's making up, it's going to be good for the Democrats and for them to retain their power. All right, 47 minutes. This was supposed to be like a one and done. It wasn't. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you all. Look for us on Sheila's channel tomorrow. I know I said us like there's more than one of me. I got multiple people up here. And I will be back on Friday. Peace and love.